Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am your God Empress, fearless leader of the Mindless Mob, and this is meant to offend. So if you're offended, good. Now today we are taking aim at my favorite subject of all time, one we've covered a couple times in the course of this series, and we'll probably cover again, and that subject is stupid people. Stupid people. Now I know a lot of you out there are going, oh, thank God she's not taking aim at me. Well, don't be so sure just yet. Because see, the thing is, we as a society, we've changed. We don't actually value knowledge. We've changed our rules of knowledge. We don't value empirical intelligence anymore. So how do you out there in the world know if you're a smart person or not? Because I'm going to need to see some receipts. And sorry, but your group of friends that are all somehow dumber than you are do not count as your references. But what do I mean by receipts then? Well, if you have to ask, you probably don't have any. So, sorry to be the bearer of bad news on that one, but don't be too bummed out. Don't be too bummed out, because you are probably part of that just very special group, that special group of people that just intuitively know that you're smart. You don't have to know big words. You don't have to be able to prove your points. You don't have to be particularly good at anything, because you just know that you know things. You do. And so I have a special name for this group of people. I call them stupid people. Stupid people. So I went to see comedian Maron at the Comedy Store on Monday, and he put this all into perspective for me. Right? That these are the people, the most dangerous type of stupids, because they are the ones that will scoff at your credentials and will fight your facts in the name of their fifis. They will display their ignorance to you proudly, like a badge of honor. But how? How did this become so pervasive? How did pseudo-intellectualism become one of the greatest, most popular trends of the 21st century? That's easy. That's easy because while the smart people were out there engaging with their community, building their careers, becoming experts in their chosen field or hobbies or whatever they were doing, the stupid people were busy too. On social media, becoming the gods of social media, that beautiful lie that lets you be the star of your own show 24/7. That magical place where you can be anything that you're not. Anything like clever. Clever. Being clever. Everyone who doesn't want to be clever, it is used to be anyway, a coveted trait. And it was that way because being clever meant you were demonstrating the three different types of intelligence. When you're clever or witty, you're showing off your knowledge, your mastery of language, right? Your ability to craft a good joke or a good comeback. You're showing off your social intelligence, your understanding of where you fit in the group, your knowledge of when it is appropriate to speak up and the confidence to do so. You're also demonstrating your emotional intelligence. You know how your shit is going to land with your audience. You know what to say to make it resonate. You know what not to say too, which can be just as important, just as valuable. Now, being clever doesn't necessarily mean, and does not necessarily mean that you are blessed with an outstanding amount of any particular ones of these types of intelligences. It simply means that you have rightfully earned yourself a spot, even if it is at the base of the smart people totem pole. And you did. You had to earn this spot. You used to have to prove your cleverness by performing it for others, either on an actual stage or maybe at the workplace in a meeting, doing a pitch or a presentation, or maybe just in your social circle with your friends. You had to put it on display. These types of comedians, we used to see the kings of the one-liners, clever comedians, those ones with those biting observational wits, that didn't have anything particularly incisive or deep to say about society, but they made you laugh every time. They used to be everywhere. They have gone away because their job has been outsourced to social media. It has been stolen by the stupids. Anyone can do it now. Take for example, the memes, right? All of that's what it's done. They're jokes. These jokes have been reduced to memes, right? So go home blank, you are drunk. Right, great example. We're all pretty familiar. We all know what that means. Go home, you're drunk. How does this start? Probably could be in a comedian's bit, but most likely in a living room somewhere. In someone's living room, group of people hanging out, and then somebody says something just ridiculous and outlandish, and the clever one in the group goes, "Go home, Brittany, you are drunk." And everyone laughs, and it's a good chuckle because it's so funny because Brittany, just like everyone else there, isn't drunk. And so it's funny, oh my God. And if you were like, oh my God, I want to be the clever person in that social situation, back before social media, you had to just go take that bit, snatch that bit up, wait till there was no other clever person, or especially that clever person wasn't around to know that you were stealing their bit, and you had to find your own moment to slide in there and drop that little zinger in yourself. And in doing so, yeah, sure, you're not writing your own material yet, but you're learning a little bit about your comedic timing. You're learning about that little understanding of how you fit into the group. You are building your way up the totem pole. You are learning how to truly be an intelligent person, because that's the fun part, right? It doesn't matter how much intelligence you were bestowed with. You can act like a moron no matter how much natural intelligence you think you possess. But I digress. Now, you don't have to earn that. You don't have to do that. You can, this person can go home, Brittany, you are drunk. And the dumbest person, the lamest, the most socially awkward, Jimmy, let's call him Jimmy, can go home with this piece of information. Go home, Brittany, you are drunk. And he can spend all night long scouring the internet, finding the perfect meme, the perfect image in pop culture, the perfect reference to throw this in and maybe attach it to an inanimate object for extra cleverness, and then he'll post it to his followers. But he came up with like 2 other really, really good ones, so he's gonna repost those on his burner accounts and then retweet them from his main account to be great. And because guess what? BuzzFeed picked up one of his tweets and it exploded. Now Jimmy fucking thinks he's clever. But Jimmy didn't do the work to become any more clever. Jimmy's no more clever than he was before this experience. He didn't do any of the clever person work to figure out the timing, the moment, anybody. Jimmy's still that guy who walked home after getting bullied, and 12 hours later, as he's tossing and turning, unable to sleep, goes, if only I thought of this comeback yesterday. That's fucking Jimmy. He hasn't changed. He hasn't learned anything. He hasn't earned anything. But because BuzzFeed now, you don't even have to be fucking clever to write one of their funny articles. All you have to do is mine the internet for people like Jimmy who think they're clever. Now we have 2 people validating each other's pseudo-cleverness. Oh my God. And that's how they fucking do it. That's how they start pretending, disguising themselves. And then over time, they keep reinforcing this bullshit to the point where they themselves think they are truly clever. And standing up to even smarter people and saying, this is you. And then they multiply like only stupid people can. And before you know it, their strength in numbers is so overwhelming that they're even bringing some smart people down with them. Really, truly want smart people are buying into this bullshit. Or worse, smart people are living underneath these ideologies that have been foisted as mainstream ways of thinking that are just chock full of massive logical fallacies. Wonderful fallacies like, if we just force social equity on the whole world, everyone will be happy and we'll solve all the problems. Or this one, I like this one too, right? If we just pretend that human beings don't have any impact on climate change, we will definitely make that true. And then smart people, once smart people, then again are like forced to engage with these ideologies and refute their points as if they have merit, as if there isn't a way to step back and look at the bigger picture and understand how ridiculous putting these premises forth even is to begin with. Let's start with the first one. Let's start with the first one right here, right? If we just make everyone equal. So let's say you get your world. Say you get your perfect world. So you get your world where everybody is completely equal. Equal social everything. No more racism. No more discrimination. Everyone is just as beautiful of a queen or king or whatever gender they want to be as everybody else. Cool. And what'd you do about world hunger? And what'd you do about poverty? Because guess what? It doesn't matter how equal your social climate is, a homeless person is still a homeless person, irrespective of age, race, or gender. So, Thanks. You're not creating an equal world unless you're spending. So don't worry about your social equity until you've put in the work to build equity in all these other places, because yeah, you're still going to have classes. You're still going to have tiers. Not everyone is going to make the same amount of money. Not everybody is going to have the same type of job or have the same amount of fun in their fucking lives. So until you can actually ensure that every person gets all of those things and never has to deal with the envy of being in a different economic class or a different something or having poverty or hunger or a roof over their head or any of these things, until you can give everybody all of their basic necessities and then some, social equity doesn't count for shit. People will still be unequal and still be unhappy about it. So before you build social equity, social equality, build that world first. And in the meantime, accept that there is only one class-based system that is equal or that is fair. And that's a meritocracy. Literally the system in which the individual members are valued based on what value they bring to that community. It's not that scary. It's not that upsetting to accept the fact that, yeah, sorry, some people bring more to society and then take more out of it. And some people, by choice, bring less and want less. And that's not a bad thing or a problem. But no, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, especially with this next one, right? This is the one everyone's crying about, right? But shut the fuck up. The reason's not, whatever argument you've already made about why I'm stupid for climate change, blah, 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 blah. You don't even know. You don't even know, because it's basic risk analysis, motherfucker. It's basic fucking risk analysis, right? You have two choices. You have two possible outcomes. Your choices, you can choose to act on the idea that humans impact the climate and behave accordingly. You can choose not to. And I'd say you, I mean society. Society can either get on board with this idea or it cannot, right? Those are your choices. The outcomes are we're right or we're wrong. Either humans do have an impact on climate change or they don't, right? There are four possible combinations of option and outcome. That's math. I don't have time to teach that to you. So you could either just have whatever you believe confirmed, right? We as a society could say we are going to all act accordingly, get on board, do things to reverse whatever human impact may have already happened for climate change, clean up the planet, green energy, blah, 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 hooray, and we're right. Oh my God, we win. Huzzah. We could say, fuck it, I don't think we have anything to do with this. Find out we're right. Hooray. We continue on merrily on our ways. No difference. No, both those scenarios, huzzah. We've just been confirmed what we already thought we knew. But what happens when the opposite? What happens when we act one way and it turns out to be false? What happens if we collectively decide, we don't have to do our part. We don't have to do clean energy. This is nonsense. Let's just worry about ourselves, make your money, do it however you do it, whatever, and we're wrong. What happens then when we lose our fucking planet? It goes bye-bye. Humanity goes extinct. And if scientists are correct about that, that's in like a couple generations. That's not like, in the future, they're like Greg. It's like some of us might have to be fucking alive to deal with some of the fallout of that shit if we're wrong, right? That's if we're wrong. That's if we're wrong. But what if we act accordingly? What if we get clean energy? What if we work with sustainable energy sources? What if we, end pollution, all do our part to reduce our carbon footprints? And it turns out that we really didn't have that big of an impact on climate change after all. Then we just have a cleaner planet with cheaper energy and a better conscious mind of, taking care of our home, our literal home. Oh no, cleaning up the environment's for chumps. And taking care of the planet's for chumps. Oh yeah, mowing my lawn, that's for chumps. Making sure your roof doesn't cave in, that's for chumps. Picking your shit up off the floor, that's for fucking chumps, right? Alright, fun. Like, I don't know where littering got cool, like, at any point, but, like, as a child, I'd have to be environmentally minded to just be like, it is gross to throw trash in the streets. We live in these streets. We walk in these streets. It is not a fucking garbage heap. I don't know how that is difficult for people to understand, but it fucking is. I'm sorry, but there is no non-selfish argument against just getting on fucking board with cleaner energy. No non-self. All the arguments are just, me or someone I know is gonna lose money or their jobs. Guess what? Once upon a time, there was this great job. It was called emptying chamber pots. And somebody did that for a fucking living, or at least as a fucking part of it. And that job went away when toilets are invented. I don't hear a whole lot of people screaming and crying that we should tear up our plumbing and get rid of that so we can go back to an antiquated fucking system so a couple of people can have their jobs back. Get on board. The future happens. Change happens whether you force it or like it or want it or not. And you don't get to choose and nitpick and decide what changes do happen and what changes don't. And when changes come for one type of person or when they don't. That's just life. You fucking live it and you deal with it and you try to figure out how to be a decent fucking person in the wake of it. But no, stupid people don't fucking understand that. They want to control it. They want to have it their way. They want to have it confirmed in fucking fifis because that's all their world is. Their little social media clicks and their fucking fifis. And so go throw, I'm sure tons of you are screaming and crying in the comments on one point or the other about, this is why you're wrong and why you're the stupid one. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to fucking read the comments because I don't have time. I have already wasted too much time in my life listening to morons telling me that they're the smart ones and I'm the stupid ones. So go ahead, go show me your receipts. Coke, I'm not going to look. I don't fucking give a shit. But for the rest of you who are not offended, because if you're offended, great, fucking great. Cry about it in the comments, cry about it to each other, confirm how brilliantly smart you are, how evil, stupid I am for believing these things, because I'm a fucking communist, or dirty hippie, or an environmentalist, or a racist, or a bigot, or oh my god, I'm all of those things. Fucking get used to it, deal with it, bitches. But guess what? I'm not the only person talking about this. Mark Maron, he's not the only person talking about this. So if you are one of the smart people who are interested in these kinds of discussions, and this type of discourse, talk to me, talk to us, or pick up this great book, by the way. M.R. Lauer, awesome dude, sent me this book, super stupid, that he wrote, right? Why the educated elite are so wrong so often on so many things. It's literally that. It's a study on exactly this, on how pseudo-intellectualism took hold in our life, in our society. Hey, while we're plugging shit, you guys can also pick up a copy, pick up your very own No One Cares About Your Fifi shirt, or I think you can. I think it's still available in my merch store. And if it's not, get a Mindless Mob piece of merch or something. That and all of my other links are available in my link tree in the description below. Oh my god. Ugh. My throat is super drying out, so I can't talk anymore, but follow me everywhere. Go check me out on 17 Live and Patreon and all those things. Join our Discord community because it's super fun and it's awesome. And stay smart, fuckers. Until next time, God Empress out.